Welcome to Late to the Show. I'm your host, Prophet74. Today, I bring a Roblox toy. So not just any ordinary toy. This is Series 2 toy. So a lot of people, this is one of the most wanted toys out there in Roblox. Not because of the toys factor itself, but because of the code that it comes with. Now, this particular character has blown up throughout the year, and it's hard to find. So during a couple of years ago, a year ago, about a year and a half ago, this was everywhere, and it was cheap and expensive. $20 we used to get you something like this. I seen it as cheap as $10, but if you're trying to look for the Series 2, you're gonna find it's a little expensive, almost $80 in some of these places, even more. Now, there's been counterfeits on these systems, and the way you find out is because you open it up and you try that, and it doesn't work. That's pretty much how it works. Now, in this one itself, they give you all the characters, the code itself. We removed the code, so I'm not gonna show you the code. I actually end up buying this for one of my kids because they wanted the code. They're happy with it, and it's pretty much being used. Now, if you buy a set like this, good luck, and hopefully you'll find one, and hopefully that code hasn't been used, because that if it's been used, it's been compromised, and that's where a lot of details comes. Now, let's go ahead and open up these characters, and if you turn it around in the back, it gives you every single name of the character and what they can do and their abilities and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and open it up. I like to give you a little background on it, you know, if you want to demo them in somewhere. Only 3 characters come with actually some weapons, and they give you a black sword, green sword, and then a magical mythical sword. That's pretty much it. This guy, he's probably the guy you always start with in the Roblox, you know. This is pretty much the character you always start with in a lot of these places. I've seen the R everywhere for Roblox. Their movements are poorly. They're not like a Lego character, pretty much. You go move some of the hats and some of the heads, but you cannot replace. You can actually replace the heads too. They do sell the head separately, and you can add different accessories for it. And every single character comes with a mold where you can actually obtain some of these swords, some of these character swords that you can see, and they pretty much lock in just like a Lego, and that's pretty much how they go. Every single character is a little different. This is pretty much the original one, how it was boxy, it was blocky, and they do give you some better movements, some Legos in here. They actually get on their knees. That's pretty much what they do. Not that much flexible, and their shirts pretty much will not indicate the actual Roblox after you move it around. But this is pretty much a very famous character and one of the first ones. Of course, as we go down the line, they get a little bit more modern. If you can see, this one's another famous character that people like. Actually, they are, because you could remove the wings. You could replace the wings, and another character has the indentations in the back too. It could be Roblox. These Roblox toys are pretty much interchangeable. Like I said, they're pretty much like Legos and a little bit more flexible. They have more. They're more agile than the actual Lego characters. Instead of one single movement, it's just that they do have that knee movement. You could even use these to animate them in a still animation. It'll be a good setup. They do have this the little indentation in the back, so you could actually place them in some sort of prop to hold them down. And like I said, you could interchange the heads, you could interchange some of the wings and some of the parts too. These are pretty much very different looking, if you guys could see it. I took one guy apart, and you could interchange their bodies. In some of these characters, they pretty much break apart in pieces. This one is pretty much like a shark, and you can't really, his mouth doesn't even move, it just stays like that. He's like a watermelon shark. That's pretty much what it is. Some of them have different changes. You know, this is a unique thing that you can do on a couple of them, and they do sell parts that you can interchange, but not everybody is interchangeable with their waist down. Like, for example, this is the other version of the same character. This was the old version, this is the new version of it, and he's more agile, more movable, of course, and you could replace the waist too, you know. This is, but there's some characters you cannot do that, so not bad. Change them around, and this is pretty much the whole set, the robot. But this has been the more the you redeem 12 executive virtual items codes inside, and that's pretty much where everybody's chasing the codes. All right, so if you're a big fan of Roblox, maybe you want to look into something like this, and if you like what you guys see, make sure you guys subscribe. I'm your host, Prophet74, and we're out.